The Supreme Court is taking on President Biden's student debt relief program this week. Now, there are two cases on the docket that could affect some 40 million borrowers across the country. Yahoo Finance's Alexis Keenan is here to break it down. Alexis, what are the details here?
Okay, so the Supreme Court, this happens tomorrow, oral arguments, and it's going to be the Biden administration, the Education Department, against borrowers. There are two borrowers who say that they should have been given an opportunity to comment on this rule, this plan that was laid out by President Biden. And the plan says that, and it's suspended right now while these cases play out, the plan says that certain taxpayers, if they make less than $125,000 a year, could be eligible for up to $10,000 to $20,000 a year in forgiveness on their student loan debt. The first case brought by those two borrowers, they say they should have been able to comment. The other case is brought by 6 attorneys general for Republican states, and they say that their tax revenues would suffer, or possibly their investments in student loan products would suffer if this program is rolled out, because fewer loans, fewer payments, right? Fewer interest payments. So the court is going to consider first and foremost, and that's standing. Can these parties even bring these lawsuits in this court? That's a critical concept. It's a doctrine that they have to show that they would be injured. They'd suffer some kind of particular harm should this plan roll out. So that's the first thing the court's going to look at. If they say, yes, one of these parties has standing, the next thing they're going to look at is whether the merits of the case. They're going to say, would there actually be harm to these states? And should these borrowers have been able to comment? So the fight, though, it's over some very particular text, and it's a 2003 law called the HEROES Act. And what it says is that the education secretary can waive student loan payments for those impacted by, and quote, a war, that's one instance, or other military operation, or a national emergency. National emergency in this case, according to the Biden administration, that's COVID-19. That's where he says the relief is justified here. But take a look real quickly. Estimated cost to taxpayers, U.S. taxpayers. According to the CBO, they say that this would cost $400 billion in present day value. Also, that would be on U.S. student loan debt as of December last year of $1.76 billion. And as you mentioned at the top, there are 43 million borrowers at stake here, most of them holding these federal loans.
Yes, 43 million. We're talking about 400 or hundreds of billions. Some small details to be ironed out this week. Thank you for those details, Alexis Keenan.